From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Well, good morning, everyone. We're going to start to see the changes we've been talking about happening today. All right, so let's take a look at that. We've got the changes in a weather pattern that's coming today with cooler and wetter weather moving on in. Now, this is not going to be kind of a washout for the next 5-6 days. You're going to be looking at off and on rain, and some of us are going to see a lot more rain than others. The coast, for example, sees the bulk of the rain. You head eastward, not as much rainfall. Siskiyou County seeing a decent amount of rainfall, not to mention even parts of Modoc County as well. The valley, not as much, and not as much for the eastern mountains, but we'll get into all that here in a second. And this unsettled weather pattern will continue well into next week, although we get a bit of a break by around Wednesday and Thursday of next week. All right, so we've got a flash flood watch we need to tell you about here, and that is for mainly Del Norte County. Now, this is going to be in effect for the most part for the debris flow coming in from the Smith River complex. 2 to 4 inches of rain plus is a possibility, especially over the burn-scarred area, which, as you know, is a recent fire. So we're going to have to really be really vigilant and watch for the potential for mudslides and debris flows in that area. So just be aware of that, especially as we go into the next few days. All right, so here is a look at getting out the door this morning. It's going to be overcast, I think, for most of us. You can see for the valley, we're not going to see a ton of rain this morning. It's going to be in the afternoon for places like Redding and Red Bluff, and then later this evening for places like Chico. So the first half of the day in the valley should be dry, and then going through the afternoon, north to south, you see the chances for rain begin to increase. Siskiyou, Modoc County, kind of the same situation, starting off cloudy, but then as we go into the late morning hours, we start to see that rain begin to move in. The eastern mountains, most likely looking at dry conditions through most of the day today. It's not until late afternoon, early evening that we may start to see some showers there. And again, we're talking mainly places like Susanville, but Bernie, for example, you might see it as early as the early afternoon hours. Here you can see the north coast, of course, the rain pretty much all day. I mean, it's not going to be a washout in the morning, but as we go through the morning and afternoon, we start to see some of that rain begin to pick up. Same situation inland as well, and for Trinity County, you start to see some of those showers kicking in later on this morning. All right, so where's all that rain coming from? Well, you can kind of see this stream of moisture right here. A bit of a weak atmospheric river, by the way, but you see all the activity out over the Pacific. That's what's heading our way. And the timing and the intensity of all these systems coming through, quite honestly, the forecast models are all over the place, especially on the timing of this rain, and even the overall intensity as well. It kind of goes up and down as well. So here's what we can do. I'm going to kind of give you an idea of what we can expect here for the next couple of days. We're going to walk you through the timing of today and tomorrow, and even the first half of the weekend, to help give you an idea of what to expect. Okay, so as we go into 5 o'clock this morning, you can see the bulk of the rain just beginning to kind of hit the coast. We did about 8-9 o'clock in the morning. You see how it's mainly for parts of Modoc County, especially North Modoc County, Siskiyou County, Northern Trinity County. So Weaverville, Hayfork, yeah, you may see some showers at this point. But there you can see most of it is in Del Norte and Humboldt counties, and of course, not to mention Siskiyou County as well. But the valley, eastern mountains, you're still dry at 9 o'clock this morning. Now let's take you into the early afternoon hours. We're starting to see the rain begin to kind of taper off to the north and west. You can clearly see this atmospheric river, if you will, this cold front that's kind of coming on through. So you're seeing some pretty decent rainfall for places like Trinity County, Siskiyou County, even Modoc County getting in on this. Quite honestly, I think this rain that's being showed by Futurecast may be a little intense, but you're getting the rain that's kind of coming on through, including Redding and even Red Bluff. But notice Chico, Willows, you're still dry. Susanville, Chester, Quincy, you're still mostly dry at this point. But you see how Bernie, you're getting in on some of that rain at this point. That's 2 o'clock this afternoon. Now let's take you to about 8 o'clock this evening. Now we're seeing the drier conditions for places like Modoc, Siskiyou, and not to mention even most of the North Coast. But you can see southern Trinity County, a few scattered showers for places like Redding, and then more of that rain kind of pushing through Red Bluff and even Chico. Not to mention Susanville, Chester getting in. But you'll notice, you see how the intensity of this band of rain begins to kind of break apart? So it's not nearly as impressive as what everyone else is seeing at this point. Then it dries out. We actually get a break. Friday morning, you're probably going to be looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies and dry conditions. Take you through most of the day on Friday. It's dry. It's not until Friday evening and Friday afternoon that we begin to see it hit the west. So basically anything west of I-5 at this point through 6 p.m. looks like you're going to see some wet weather, but then you start heading off to the east, you're fairly dry at this point. That's Friday at 6 p.m. Now we go into Friday night, and of course it spreads eastward and breaks apart, but here you're seeing some showers on Saturday. Now Saturday morning, you can see most of the rain is to the north and west. This right here just may be a few light scattered showers. This is Saturday morning at 5 a.m. by the way, you're just waking up. But as we go through the morning and into the noon hour, now we're seeing most of the rain being really focused on Del Norte and not to mention Siskiyou County. Heavy rainfall at times, but really everyone else, you know, you're seeing the clouds. You're just not seeing a ton of rainfall. So you're going to go through the day on Saturday and maybe see a stray shower. And I'm thinking that this may kind of push a little bit to the south late in the afternoon. So if you have any plans to the south of where this rain is, just be prepared that in the afternoon, we may see some of this kind of shift southward, but later on in the day. So you can see that, again, the bulk of anything on Saturday will be mainly off to the north and to the west. Now, rainfall totals, this is where things get a little bit more impressive off to the north and west here through Saturday 11 a.m. Here you can see, of course, the heaviest rainfall around Crescent City and Hoopa, and not to mention even Eureka. So again, yeah, this is where we're seeing most of that rain. But notice it starts to taper off as you head down to the south and east. And again, keep in mind, this is only through noon on Saturday. Okay, so the big picture. We've got this area of low pressure. You got the storm track right here. Think of this as a track that storms will be following. Okay, and this is where essentially most of it's going to be following heading into Northern California over the next several days. So you can see a storm system here, another one coming in behind that. All this activity kind of coming and going. It's off and on through at least Tuesday of next week. As we go to Wednesday, Thursday, it looks dry, but by the end of next week, this activity may be coming in as well. So bottom line is this. We talked about the timing, kind of going into the first half of the weekend, getting a good idea there. After that, as we go into Sunday, really even through the beginning of next week, the timing, the intensity is going to change. So outdoor plans going into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, keep a close eye on the forecast because we'll have to kind of start getting a better handle on it as we get into that. Cool and unsettled weather pattern. That's when things get tricky on the overall timing. Atmospheric rivers, yeah, they're weak, but they're atmospheric rivers nonetheless. Here's today at noon. Nice little stream of moisture coming into the area. That's why we have a decent chance for that rain. Okay, now you can see kind of a swirling area of low pressure kind of pushing up to our north. But look at this. This right here is a classic atmospheric river, and it's a very thin band of moisture aimed right at Northern California. So that's why we got the chance for showers as we go into parts of the weekend. Then you see that shifts to the south and a weaker little stream of moisture kind of kicking off of that here as we go into Sunday. So we've got the moisture source there, but then you can see even a little bit of that moisture source on Monday, Tuesday of next week. And then it kind of cuts itself off, which is why we expect those drier conditions by around Wednesday, Thursday. But there you can see by Thursday night into Friday, we're seeing another little band of moisture pushing in. So this is all going to change. I can guarantee it. All of this is going to change, especially after Saturday afternoon. So looking at the forecast totals, and again, I don't want to look at these numbers and give you an exact amount of rain that we're going to see through Wednesday, but see again, the bulk of that rain to the north and west tapering off as you head down to the south and to the east. Okay. we've got through the rain. Let's talk about those wave heights in there. You can see fairly high here for today. So if you do need to be on a boat, be aware that those wave heights are going to be higher today, but they should start to drop as we take you into your Friday. Marine forecast for today, south winds at 5 to 15 knots. And of course, looking at those rain showers picking up here through the morning and even into the afternoon hours. All right, so here's what it looks like today. Bulk of the rain through at least the early afternoon hours will all be right here. This is where most of the rain will be. To the south of, say, Red Bluff, to the south and eastward, fairly dry for the first half of the day. It's not until this evening and tonight that everyone else will start to kind of get in on some of that rainfall. So let's walk you through it, the 7-day forecast. It's a mess. Just a complete mess. You look at this and you're going to have to try to figure out, when is it going to rain for me? It's tricky, folks. It's tricky. That's the bottom line. I think it was a rap band by the name of Run DMC. It's tricky. I'm kind of dating myself a little bit, and maybe even some of my music taste. But there you have it. It's just every single day we've got a chance for rain, but some days more rain than others. We watch you through the timing through Saturday noon, okay, through Saturday. I feel pretty confident in the timing of all that. Everything past that, we've got chances for rain at least through next Tuesday, but that is going to change as far as the timing of it, and not to mention the amount of rainfall that could be coming out of it as well. So if we look at the 7-day outlook, afternoon showers for Redding and Red Bluff. More like this evening tonight for Chico. And really, it's not until Friday night and even Saturday night they'll see a chance for rain for Chico as well. But chances for rain kind of going through the day. Don't count on a lot of rainfall, though, on Saturday. And don't cancel your outdoor plans in the valley either on Saturday. Then on Sunday, I think we might actually see a break before we can see another round of some rain possibly coming in by the time we get into Monday of next week. And looks like maybe Tuesday, Wednesday might be drier for the valley. All right, here's your 7-day outlook for the coast. Again, it's tricky, but the heaviest rainfall will be here. This is where we're going to see most of the rainfall, especially over the next couple of days. But even Monday, a chance for some heavier rainfall coming on in, and maybe some more showers for Tuesday, but should dry out for the most part by next Wednesday and Thursday.